30th Sunday in Ordinary Time, Year A. Loving God and loving our neighbor. Love resumes the whole Christian scriptures, revelation, and all the laws of God and the church that can exist. Loving God and loving our neighbor is the heart of our daily lives, the springboard of our actions, the basis of our decisions, the reason for our prayer life, in fact, the motivation for our lifestyle, and the very reason why we live together on earth. Responding to the question of the teacher of the law today, Master, which is the greatest commandment of the law, Jesus stresses the direct relationship between love of God and love of neighbor. He explains that the rest of the laws are based on the two. They are like the hinges on which the entire law can be hanging and should be hanging. The first letter of John beautifully presents God as love. God is love, and he who abides in love abides in God, and God abides in him. 1 John chapter 4, verse 16. In the same light, it is out of love that God sent us his Son. God so loved the world that he gave his only Son, that whoever believes in him have eternal life. John chapter 3, verse 16. We love primarily God, but it is inseparable from our love of others or our love of all humans. Christian love also assumes attitudes of goodness and compassion to the most fragile, weak, and broken human persons, as recommended in the first reading. In the Gospel of today, Jesus unites two key passages of the Old Testament to give a smooth synthesis of love. The first passage is in Deuteronomy chapter 6, verse 4 to 5. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one Lord, and you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, and with all your soul, and with all your might. The second is from Leviticus chapter 19, verse 18. You shall love your neighbor as yourself. How do we love God? Obviously, by keeping his commandments found in the sacred scriptures, especially as resumed in the Decalogue, that is in the 10 Commandments. But how do we love our neighbor? Still found in the New Testament, particularly in Matthew chapter 25, we can follow what the church calls the corporal works of mercy: to feed the hungry, to give drink to the thirsty, to clothe the naked, to harbor the harborless, to visit the sick, to ransom captive, to bury the dead. Jesus also shared in the story of the parable of the Good Samaritan to love everyone, especially those who are in need, even our enemies. After such beautiful readings in today's liturgy, we are challenged to put this love into practice. This recommendation can be our litmus test. Make a special effort to love the person whom you find difficult to love. May Almighty God bless you, the Father, and the Son, and the